I'm back and I'm still cool. Today, we're talking about Brittany Broski. Uh-oh, is he throwing shade? Are we being shady today? I think we're throwing shade. No. Welcome to my new series called Why It Works. Last month, I started this YouTube channel with the explicit goal to become extremely, fabulously rich. And in doing something like this, that means you have to trial and error a lot of different things, specifically content. And something I found out recently is that I really enjoy making these like video essays on topics that nobody cares about, nobody asked for, and I don't really know that much about. But nevertheless, I persisted, and now we have 3 series on this channel that I'm really excited about. It all started with my Chapel Roan video in a series I call Pop Culture History. Check it out. Then last week, you may have noticed I made a video all about the 2010s. That's in a series called Decade Deep Dives, where I take a decade in history, bitch, and you're not gonna believe it, deep dive into it. And now here we are with this series called Why It Works. What the fuck is this? You can think of this as the series you go to when you find someone in the internet and you're like, How did you get here? And why are you everywhere all of a sudden? You just posted your first fucking Snapchat 22 seconds ago, and now you're on a billboard in Times Square? I'm gonna do my best to explain why I think it works. And who better to start with than Brittany Broski? Before we begin, do not forget to like and subscribe. There are 2 things that happened in the beginning of Brittany's career that I think really sort of just cemented herself as like an internet fixture. She just became part of the fucking furniture girl, which is really good, by the way, because that means she has a career that has fucking longevity. And of course, we begin with the kombucha meme, but I'm not going to talk about the fucking she became a meme and that was the first thing, because becoming a meme can do 2 things. It can do what it did for Brittany and give you a career, and it can give you success beyond your wildest dreams, or it can literally ruin your life in a very serious goodbye, we're burying you in the ground way. The reason I think Brittany found the career version of the meme is because of who made it a meme. She went viral on gay Twitter.
Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Have you heard of gay people? That was crucial, and she wasn't even trying to fucking do it. In fact, she's said in interviews when she first saw how crude and disgusting and vile and rotted and filthy and just cursed gay people were being on the internet with her fucking face, she was like, oh dear God. And it cost her her job. It gave her a career, but it cost her her job at the time. But why am I saying this is crucial? Because who, for the last fucking, I don't know, all of history, have been the tastemakers and the trendsetters in all of pop culture? Gay people, specifically black gay people, but gay people. So when we, the most difficult audience to capture when it comes to brands, celebrities, any sort of political messaging, any sort of advertising, anything, when there's something new on the scene, we're the ones who say, no, we're cool. Or, yeah, you guys can go have that over there, and there's never gonna be a crossover. Look at the NFL. I think there's a really clear divide of the, you guys can have that, and we'll just let you have it. But when it comes to things like music, television, movies, podcast, plays, the queer community's at the forefront of that. And it was no different with Brittany. We were the first people to be like, oh my God, funny. So we took her and we just kind of did this with her and shaped her into this little thing, and we put it out on the internet. Disgusting, the appetizer from SpongeBob, but we gave it to the internet and it was amazing. And look what it's become. Yes, I am taking credit for Brittany's career. So in the very beginning of the flash in the pan for Brittany, she had this community championing her success. That showed brands that she was someone to invest in. That showed different celebrities who are also brands in and of themselves that she was someone to begin making connections with. Which brings me to my second point that I think helped cement Brittany as a fixture on the internet, which is her first collaboration with Trixie Mattel.
Hello, I'm here with Brittany Broski. Is that right? Yeah.
The top 2 videos on Trixie Mattel's YouTube channel are with Brittany. The #1 most viewed video being on her channel being her first collaboration with Brittany. And just given that fact, I think that really says something, because Trixie herself is a magnet when it comes to being a social media icon and someone who is so just increasingly popular in the zeitgeist. So for Brittany Broski to come in and absolutely stamp herself right there, leave that big old footprint in Gag City on Trixie Mattel's YouTube channel, it's incredible. And to me, it's pretty clear why that is. This was the first time in Brittany's career that we as an audience had an opportunity to see her kind of go toe-to-toe with someone who we know is fast, who we know is razor sharp, who we know can dish it and can take it if the other person can play ball.
What are your credentials as an authority on beauty?
Well,
If 34 years of looking stunningly gorgeous isn't enough, I also have an associate's degree in
psychology?
It would be good for me.
Bruce Willis.
What about someone from your generation, like a Robert Redford?
Well, back up.
It's the most viewed pit stop ever.
I think it was because of my hair, that two-sold look. Remember that one? I remember the look. I don't think it was the look. He really struggled in that challenge, and when your partner's struggling, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's the worst. Yeah.
Like now, it's awful.
Yeah.
So when we saw that Brittany was going onto Trixie's YouTube channel for the first time, girl, it was exciting. Because this is where Brittany showed us her comedic chops. And she was just as fast, she was just as witty, and she was educated on what the fuck she was talking about. Obviously, it was very funny when she was like, "'Cause I'm an ally."
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
This is called underpainting.
How did you know that?
'Cause I'm an ally.
Look at this. Because I'm an ally.
But that really is, I think, what stood out to people. Whoa, you can speak our language. Where did you learn that? How did you get that? Who gave that to you? And that was super cool for us because we're like, oh my God, we found someone. We got one. We fucking got one. Seeing how quick Brittany was on her feet with Trixie and seeing how easy it was for Brittany to play along with somebody like Trixie, that was really important because again, that showed two groups of people, one very specific and very important thing. It showed the audience and it showed all the brands and all the people who really make shit fucking happen that she was someone who's gonna make her space in any space. She's able to sit down and have conversations with people that are meaningful and tactful and engaged and really exciting. And she's also able to paint her face geisha white and scream on the internet with a drag queen.
When I close my eyes, I can't see.
Well,
I mean,
when I close my eyes, I can't see.
And she was one of the first people in this new wave of influencers coming out during the very beginning of the pandemic that we saw have this duality, that we saw have this, I don't know, articulate ability, a college education, was able to complete a fucking sentence. So that's the how. I think those are the two scenarios that helped Brittany have some real solid ground to stand on, that she has been able to fucking leap off of. Cool. So now let's move on to the why I think this is working. I have narrowed this down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So like I was just saying, the pandemic had just hit. Brittany and Trixie's first collaboration was on March 16th, 2020, which means that was the last thing she could have possibly done before the world totally turned upside down.
This is an ABC News special report. Now reporting, George Stephanopoulos.
Good afternoon. Let's go straight to the Rose Garden. President Trump about to hold a news conference on the coronavirus crisis. There you see him, Vice President Mike Pence.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency. Two very big words.
Brilliant cosmic timing, if you ask me, because this gave us somebody who is fresh, new, fun, engaging, entertaining, smart. She was just blasted for us to have unlimited time and access to. It was a perfect situation for her to be in. The timing was immaculate, literally immaculate. And because of this timing, we were suddenly left with nothing but time to just dig into whatever Brittany was gonna give us. And it showed us that she has a lot of really familiar comedic perspectives. I don't know about you, but when I watch Brittany's videos, there are so many things that she does that remind me of Conan O'Brien, David Letterman, Carol Burnett, comedic greats. She has this silliness that Conan O'Brien has.
You know, what I read and what you listen to, and I love listening to music.
That's a good
and
Friday.
I swear to God, I don't know what the hell that is. Is someone's mic on backstage?
No, sound effects got fed into the studio.
But why did a man's voice just say, now that's a good Friday? What's that?
We're pre-recording something for a bit in the future.
And they're pre-recording it while we're doing a show now? What kind of crappy show is this?
She's never gonna take anything too seriously, and she's never gonna take a cynical approach to things, and that is something that Conan O'Brien has very firmly stood by. He does not believe in cynicism. That's something I learned from him when I first saw him. I won't say lose The Tonight Show, but move forward from The Tonight Show.
So to all the people watching, I can never, ever thank you enough for the kindness to me. I'll think about it for the rest of my life. And all I ask is one thing, and I'm asking this particularly of young people that watch. Please do not be cynical. I hate cynicism. For the record, it's my least favorite quality. It doesn't lead anywhere. Nobody in life gets exactly what they thought they were going to get. But if you work really hard and you're kind, amazing things will happen. I'm telling you, amazing things will happen.
He very, 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 very directly said, do not be cynical. Cynicism does nothing for anyone, and I think Brittany's a really good example of that. You can lean in and you can have fun with some dark humor and the edge and like, oh, what if this happened? But at the end of the day, Brittany's extremely silly, and that's something that is pivotal to Conan O'Brien's success. Just have fun with it. We're just here to laugh. If you can make somebody laugh, you've won. And I think that is a golden, golden thread that ties all of Brittany's success together. And in regard to David Letterman, she has this perfect dry delivery that David Letterman was very famous for, and I think that's why she's also managed to capture a bit of an older audience.
Yeah, good to have you here. How much time do you spend in New York City? A lot?
Not as often as I'd like.
Which do you prefer, New York City or Los Angeles?
I like both. I like the weather in LA better, but I love New York City.
New York City is exciting, though, isn't it?
I was born here, yeah.
Yeah, good for you. How'd you like being in jail?
Because again, it's this familiarity that we have with, oh, I can speak that language. I know what you're doing. And that is what has opened so many fucking doors for her. And speaking of her, Miss Carol Burnett and Brittany Broski, I think, are cut from the exact same cloth. Because Brittany has this ability that Carol Burnett made absolutely her thing, that she can commit to the bit until her fucking heart stops. Brittany Broski will commit to that goddamn bit, and she reminds me so much of Carol Burnett.
Yes, ma'am. Do you get nervous now after being such a professional for so long? Do I get nervous when we have to do... No.
And do I think that this is just an innate ability that she has and that she has a natural gift for comedic timing? Yeah, of course I do. But I also think it has everything to do with the fact that we're around the same age. I think she's 26, 27, which means that we both grew up in a time where this whole internet thing was just chaos. Nothing was there to be moderated or maintained or well kept. So she knows exactly what to do and what not to do. Has she made missteps? Yes, of course she has. She's not even in her 30s yet. And she was thrust into this situation that is not supposed to happen to anyone. This is not a real thing to happen. In a very, very small way, I have over 400,000 followers on TikTok. There's millions of people that watch me every week on TikTok. That's not normal. That's not supposed to happen. It's bizarre and it feels scary. And on the scale that it happened to Brittany, it's just unmanageable at some point, and there's gonna be things that slip through the cracks. I'm not here to defend her. I'm not here to excuse her. I'm just simply saying she's young and she's found a lot of success very quickly. Of course, there's gonna be some faux pas here and there. That is, on the other side of that coin, something that's saved her ass a lot. I couldn't imagine having something like this happen to me when I was 12, 13. Disaster City, USA. And because of the age that Brittany is, I think that's also something that's helped her maintain sort of a grip on what the hell has happened to her in the last few years. Because if you look at someone like Charli D'Amelio, she was like 6.5 when she became the most followed fucking person in the world or whatever the fuck. And she's very publicly said that was scary. That felt out of control. That felt too big, too fast, and it was not a pleasant experience. And she still very publicly has said that it's something that she struggles with because, again, it's not natural. But I think Brittany being just a little bit older, just a little bit set into the very first few years of adulthood, of womanhood, of professional success, it's clear that one of her gifts is she can just lean in and have a little bit of fun. And that comes with time, and that comes with experience, and that comes with not being a teenager. So I believe that to be something that really helped play into Brittany's success too. And my last point on why I think all of this is working is because Brittany has pretty strictly stuck to social media. She is a staunch lover of social media, and it's clear she's really good at it. Have we seen Brittany do more mainstream things? Yeah, of course.
She's a TikTok and YouTube star with more than 15 million followers. Please welcome Her Majesty the Queen, Brittany Broski. What's up, fam? Bring her out.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I'm like, who are y'all talking about? She sounds cool.
She's not, peddling something here and there all across the board. She's sticking to what she knows, and she's sticking to where she's loved. Maybe not what she loves the most, but where she's loved. There's that saying, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. Why would she run away from something when it's clear she's cultivated a beautiful, bountiful garden? She's so smart, and she knows exactly what she's doing. And I think just as a brand strategist, you should really pay attention to the way that Brittany Broski has shaped her career. She's tried a lot of different things. Not all of them have worked. Not all of her collaborators have been successful collaborators, but she still keeps going. It's that leaning in thing. She's leaning into the ride of all of this. She's not tunneling into like, Brittany's gonna host this, or Brittany's gonna do this, or I wanna do this, or she's gonna get here. Like, it's none of that. It's just like, let's see what the fuck happens. And that, I think, through and through is the biggest thing. And that's fun. We as an audience don't wanna see someone who's like, oh, I gotta grind, I gotta vibe, I gotta whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're not watching some bros podcast on how to become a millionaire by 13. So what's next for Brittany? The biggest thing, I think in the next few years, we're gonna say bye-bye to Brittany Broski. I think we're about to say hello to Brittany Tomlinson. Aww. With that change, I think we're gonna see her do things like being a brand ambassador or being the face of a major brand, like Brittany for Prada, Brittany for Gucci, Brittany for like Sandals Beaches Resort or whatever the fuck. But it's gonna be Brittany Tomlinson. That has a sleekness, that has a modernness, and that gets away from the influencer of it all, but it still allows her to keep everything on the side. And with this switch into this is Brittany Tomlinson, I think we're going to see her do more host work, more appearances, more things like the Drew Barrymore show, the Tonight Show, more late night TV. Because again, she's fixing herself not just as an internet personality, but as a personality in the entertainment industry. She is an entertainer through and through, and she's working really hard to keep that momentum going. The biggest thing I think we're gonna get from Brittany in the next few years is the expansion of the Broski Nation. And what I mean by that is I think she's gonna create a sort of network almost, where it's like an umbrella for all of this content creation and maybe some other content creators too. I'm a content creator under Broski Nation. So we'll be getting content like videos, podcasts. Something Coco Moco has been talking a lot about is the resurgence of things like newsletters and written media. I think Brittany would do really well with a newsletter. She's so educated on a lot of different things. She's got a really interesting life and she's really articulate. So why not? Why not try it? Again, she's the queen of leaning in and having fun and trying, seeing what sticks. And I think she's going to take the Broski Nation and turn it into something really big. Something similar to a talent agency or to a production company. Brittany deserves and should be the head of whatever it is, and it's gonna be big. What do you think? Are you a fan of Brittany's? Do you agree with my reasonings, my explanations, my thoughts, my feelings? I would love to know all of that down below. And is there another creator who you personally see blowing up where you're like, how is this happening? What is going on? What is happening here? Let me know. I'll look into it. I'll get my sticky fingers all fucking over it. Brittany, if you see this, hello. Big fan. Hello. Hello, Brittany. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if I made you smile, if I made you laugh, if I made you learn something new, buy me a coffee. It's in the description. And speaking of creators who are totally fucking blowing up, oh my God. If you like my content and you want to watch more of me anywhere else, everywhere else, I did the Donald Trump thing with my hands, oh my God. Anywhere else, everywhere else, I'm Cody Jacob.